This glass platen, man, I really like it. It really gives you a nice plunge line, keeps the blade cool. But the one thing it doesn't do is ground you off. So now you gotta screw this thing to it and just put it in your, tuck it in your pants. And that'll keep you from getting the shit shocked out of you. Just attach one of these things to yourself. Yep. Got this Harbor Freight press. You just crank it down, and that will smash the maker's mark into the steel. Sweet. Okay, we got a maker's mark. Man, you gotta really stir the crap out of this stuff. This is 80 CRV2, and it likes to get some scale build up here now and then, you know? Propane forge. So, a little of this stuff here goes a long way. Nope. Cool. Okay, we got a nice coating on there. Shouldn't get any scale, that anti-scale from Pop's Knife Supply. Getting her up to temperature right now. Got a K-type thermocouple in there, inside a pipe. I'm gonna put the knife in there with the K-type thermocouple. So, see how it goes. Okay, I'm gonna do normalization. I'll just heat it up to 1600 degrees, set it on here until it gets to the point where I can touch it. Put it back in there, get it to 1500 degrees, then do it again at about 1400 degrees. And I'm gonna quench it in parts AAA. Gonna get it to 120 degrees. I just use a fan and cut it off, so you know that's what heats it. Well, the temperature's climbing slowly but surely. Oil's coming along. Dinner is served. PBR, baby. Okay, we're still climbing, and as you can see, the knife is in the same atmosphere as the thermocouple. Same color, nice and even up and down the entire blade. There's the thermocouple. I kind of got it leaning against it, but the edge is above it. But yeah, Mr. Temperature's climbing. Okay, first normalization cycle. That's a nice color red. Okay, so spots that need to be touched up, go ahead and touch them up. Now that the blade is hot, it'll dry right away. This light. Still bright. Alright, right there. Now you can see the color. Yep. Cool. Nice. Put that extra on there. Don't need that much. I'm not trying to get it backwards, Hamon. Okay, last normalization cycle. My oil is a little bit hot. I gotta let this thing cool down, so I took it off here, set it on the concrete. Around 1400 degrees right now in there. And there we go. And then in here, we're very low oxygen atmosphere in there. The oxygen turned completely off. Just about. And this side's nice and sealed tight. Just drill the hole, stuff thermocouple through. So, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go for the quench. We kept it in the 1480s. This is exactly at 120. So let's do this. I'm gonna try to hold it in one hand and do it with the other.
Mr. Tongs, Mr. Tongs.
Okay. Yeah. Ugh. Big old back gloves. Alright, let's do this.
Oh, yeah. We got some flames that time. Oh, yeah. About 10 seconds. She's straight. Ooh, yeah. Cool.
And the oil didn't go up that much. So this is enough oil. 1 gallon is enough
For one knife. If you're gonna do multiple knives, you better get more than 1 gallon.
See how this stuff flakes off and see how much scale we got.
Okay, so what we're left with is a knife that has no scale. Once I clean it all up, see there's the maker's mark. Before, the maker's mark would be just full of scale. Wouldn't even be able to see it. Now, it's not that bad. So, yeah, kind of sanded the edge a little bit just to be able to do a hardness test. She's hard. So, nice and straight. Very minimal scale. Minimum, and a lot less than normal. And there's some of that clay is still on there. And all I did to get rid of the clay was just take a rag and just wipe it off. So, it comes right off. No problem. Awesome.
Pretty cool. Put it in the freezer, let it cool off. Oh yeah.
I just pulled this thing out of the freezer. Now, you guys heard the file with it before. I mean, it's harder now after getting it out of the freezer. So, I don't know. I think the freezer helps, you know. Okay, now I like to put the probe right by the edge and just roll this knife up to get a couple layers, a couple turns. And this tin foil really helps regulate the heat when you're tempering it in your toaster oven. So you get an idea of what the temperature is, because that thing ain't never right. All right, it's in there. Got the wire. I'm gonna do 350 degrees for 2 hours. If it goes above 367, 365, the alarm goes off, lets me know I can turn it down a little bit. So once I got it pretty much dialed in, I make marks on the toaster oven. But yeah, for me, this is the most important part of heat treating ADCRB2 is the tempering. This stuff hardens. There's multiple ways of hardening this steel. It's pretty forgiving in that area. But the tempering is the part I feel like is, people overlook it. They just throw it on 400 and walk away. Yeah. Get one of these little probes, they're $20. hand sharpen. I don't like to, when it's an eighth of an inch, I'll just leave it sit, and then I'll do all the grinding after heat treat. All up.
This has all been done with a 36 grit belt. That's how far I took it. I took it down to, to the point where the edges almost touch. But before I marry these edges together, I'm going to make sure there's no deep scratches. Get it as polished down here as you can. You don't want no scratches, because once you do marry these edges together, you want them to meet nice and clean, and that'll be less work for you later on. Just polish it up real good. That's a 36 grit belt. Did most of the work from Red Label Abrasive.
All right, I like to use these right here for removing scratches. I go right from 36 right to these. They're called Gator belts. I got them at True Grit, and they really work good. You can see the scratches right now in this blade. It's got some scratches. This was a 36 grit. Now watch how quickly this stuff makes it workable. Why spend all that time hand sanding when you can just use belts? Look at that. That's just 2 passes. Okay, here we are. That's just right off this belt. Not even 5 minutes. Why waste your time hand sanding? They got a lot of scratches out of it. Now I can go to the buffer and get the rest of the scratches out. What I like about this, you just put a little screw, I don't get electrocuted, and then if you forget about it, you walk away. Boom! Don't tie it around your wrist.
Okay, this thing is one heck of a dangerous machine right here. I like the green compound. We're going to get the scratches out. You want to go different directions. Just like if you're hand sanding, you go different directions, it's faster. Right. Why waste your time hand sanding? Why? I don't understand. Look how fast you can do it. Just get that belt over there, get one of these things, and man, bam, 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 boom, bang, bang, bang. Listen at that thing. It's harder than shit. Harder than shit after a cheese on cheese on cheese pizza. I'm going to say 6263 HRC. All right. Mark out.
Well, what's up, bud? Be my good boy. There he is. There's old Hank.
Right.
Hank, we had it, but it just disappeared on us. We gotta cut this stuff, bud.
You can't have this stuff, bud. Got some extra holes in it just for the glue to connect the spacers to the G10. Got some extra holes in the handle. And clean it up with some acetone and glue this bad boy together. All right. Hank, how did you learn how to open that door? How did you learn how to open it? All right, I like to use this stuff. It's from Woodcraft. It's 30-minute epoxy. It's pretty strong from what I noticed. I know there's people out there that use other stuff, but this works for me. I want to get some G-Flex sometime and try that stuff out. I've heard a lot of good stuff about it, and that's definitely going to be the next on my agenda, but this is sold right at Woodcraft, so it's convenient. All right, it's cold out here, so I'm going to take this bad boy in the house and let it harden. You ready to go in, bud? Let's go. Now, as far as knife making a sheath is about my most unfavorite thing to do, but when you're making fixed blades, yeah, you pretty much comes with the territory. You know, can't put that thing in your pocket without a sheath. Just a quick sheath. I'll have it fold over, then snap down, hold it down. Nothing big deal. I glue it all together first. All this stuff you get at Hobby Lobby.
I like to get these little rivets from Hobby Lobby. You know, male end, female end. Pretty quick. Pre-drill your holes. Okay. Pop her in there. You have a decent little. This should go together. That's it. Get a little whack. All right.
Okay. Now that we got the rivets taken care of, those rivets from Harbor Freight. Little simple belt loop. Put some glue on both sides. Put it together. Nothing fancy. As Nothing Fancy would say, it's nothing fancy. But it'll work. It's something you can keep in your knife in without it stabbing you in the leg. Let that sucker glue up, let the glue take place. I'm gonna make a snap thing go over here. Bada boom, bada bing. Alright. I'm gonna put the button on there. As far as this, what I've learned is just don't do it hard. If you do it hard, you smash it down too much. Just do it to the point where it's still, you can still turn it. That's all you need. If you go too hard, the buttons don't work right. Easy.
When you're doing this, make a nice little pencil line. Try to get in the center of the rivet. All your little pencil lines. Okay. Don't get too close to the rivet, though. It's too hard to sew. So stay away from the rivet.
And unless you got some kind of industrial sewing machine, you're gonna have to just drill the holes. No biggie. Get it all lined up. Hobby Lobby, baby. Yeah.
They got some decorative stuff at Hobby Lobby, all these different shapes and stuff, but you know, they're pretty cool. You know, just something, a little something on it. You know, give it a little bit of a. All right, there it is.
Okay, just put it on the buffer and burnish it a little bit. I'm gonna rough it up with some 80 grit. You know, I want it to look rustic. I want it to look old and tough. I just put some compound on it, rub some compound all over it. You know, just kind of tried to make it look a little dirty, give it an old scratched up look. You know, this is an 80 grit sandpaper, as I said, and you know, I'm not gonna try to get the scratches out. I want the scratches in it. So with this dye, you know, just rub it on there, do a couple layers, and cool, that's it. Okay, boom. Sweet. Then you can just take a piece of wood or something and just kind of, you know, round piece of wood. And remember, your hands are leather. It will stain your hands. Okay, there's the leather sheath in its glory. Simple. You know, just gotta make something. Ribbit. I like to use this from Rockwell. It's got 150, 240, and it's just real convenient. It comes in big rolls. You can just really round off a handle real nice quickly.
All right, getting there. Getting there. We'll polish up the mosaic tin. Who's out there playing all that bass? Okay, we gotta sharpen this knife. We'll put an edge on it. We'll put an edge on it with the gator belt. Yeah, I've had a lot of stones. I have a lot of stones. I got diamond stones, water stones. I got every kind of stone you can think of. I choose the coarse crystalline Norton to get the burr. It just raises a burr really aggressively. This is the fine side. This doesn't even have an edge yet. I just took the gator belt and got the edges to meet. There's still a lot of shiny spots on it. But I'm going to do the rest of the work as far as establishing a burr right on this stone here. And it's just a quick stone. It's fast. I got DMT diamond stones. I got Shapton water stones. I got a Northern India stone. I got a Belgian blue stone. I got a lot of different stones. And this one, man, this is, if I could only have one, it's definitely this one, hands down. It's not even a question. I haven't found a steel yet. It can't chew right into. It's fast, and it just, the way it raises a burr on a knife is like no other. Like, it's already and that is a real aggressive burr. There's no denying that. You know, it's not like a waterstone burr where it's, I mean, I could
scratch my fingernail with it. It's such an aggressive burr. Okay, now that I had a nice even burr on one side, and then I established a nice even burr on the other side, make a couple passes. Nice and easy. And this is set up. Okay, after you establish the burr, then you're going to take some white rouge. I like to use a paper wheel here. It gets rid of the burr real quick. That sucker's shaving sharp already, just like that. Come over here to the buffer. Alright. Buffer's rocking and rolling. On here I'm going to use some green compound. Okay, now this is going to be honing it. That burr's gone. Okay. Did it very quickly. Should be a nice polished edge on this thing now. Should be nice and sharp. Where? Look at that. Hair just jumps right off it. So it's ripping sharp and it's that quick. Alright, so that's at the edge of the knife. Going quite a bit up the knife. We're about 1.3. That's about halfway up that. This is all in millimeters. It's at the edge of the shoulder. Bad lighting in here. Yeah, I got the knife. And that's just, you know, right off that. There's no hang-ups. You can go real slow. Nice clean edge. And that's from making the knife all the way to you know, putting its initial edge on it. You know, so it usually takes time to do that, but they really don't. Just with the gator belt, get the edges to meet. And then with the Norton coarse crystalline, get a burr on both sides, and then go over to the paper belt. The paper belt will get rid of the burr, and once you get rid of the burr, maybe hit it on the buffer a couple times. The buffer will give you a nice mirror edge. So, yeah. That's my wife making hybrid resin. She's got a lot of stuff. Got the whole setup, man. The toaster oven, don't get sick. I'm not gonna spin you anymore. And look at all that, pine cones, wood. So, and then our grandbabies, our family. But yeah, so yeah, nice quick edge. If you're making knives, you can't be messing around doing stuff that takes too long. Sheath, as you can see, it's a little top heavy. Holds it in there pretty good. I'm gonna put something here, extend it up, something that I can wrap around here because it's just too top heavy. I mean, it's quick, it's simple, it's light. This would probably work, but. I don't know. It's done. I'll extend the leather up, make it a little. Other than that, that's all. That's a knife from beginning to end, 80 CRV2. Making that for my buddy, and yeah, probably $10, $15 in materials, and you got a knife that will last you a long time, probably the rest of your life if you take care of it. And yeah, cool, man. Hope you liked the video. Bye.